So this is just a quick recording explaining how you can automate the process of backing up important files from an Unraid server to another computer. So let's say you use it to host shares to serve documents, or if you simply want to make sure that the configuration files, I did a video on this about how to back up your configuration files, copying them over to a share. So what this video will then allow you to do is take that share containing those configuration files and upload it to another computer's share. This is very helpful if something goes wrong and you lose those config files. But like I said, it will not just apply to those, it's also documents if you have them. That's what I'm going to be using it for, documents and configuration files. Basically any sort of media except for anything long format. This is sort of my primary script for that. So you don't need many things for this. You need the community apps plugin installed, and if you go here to plugins or apps, whichever tab is present at first, it'll guide you through the entire process pretty much. But you can always look it up if you need any help. That's not really the purpose of this video. The purpose is going to apps here and typing in an application, a community application called user scripts. So as you can see, I already have it installed, and what this will allow you to do is run that custom script, which will just automatically, periodically, on a timescale that you set, update your allow you to back up your folders and files and things like that that you have on a share. So some of these are pre-provided here. Some of them are mine. This is the main one that we're focusing on here. It's just a little HP computer that I'm backing up to with a reasonable hard drive in here. So the main point of this is to go to new scripts. You add a new script and then you want to give it a name. I'm just going to call this temp2. And then you go over here, you'll want to give it something descriptive like I have, like backup to HP server or wherever you're sending it. And you can either edit the name. Note that this doesn't change the name as of July 2022. It doesn't change the name in the actual directory, the actual file name. So it can be quite confusing. So it's kind of important to get the name correct. They might fix that or change it or something like that. I don't really know what's going on there, but yeah. You can add a little description describing what you're backing up and where you're sending it to if you want to, but the edit script button is the main point here. And this is where you're going to be sending your code. Now I already have an example of this right here. Edit script. So you can see I've got here sudo mount -t -o username. You'll want to put your username and you'll want to put the password for your share. If it's not password protected, which it really should be, I think you can leave that blank, but put a password. It'll probably be whatever you use to sign into the computer. I just installed Windows on it or something like that. I think that's what I put on there. Set up the share, and then the password of the computer became the password of the share. And then you'll want to put 2 forward slashes, and instead of putting the IP address, which is what you can put here, I recommend putting the actual server name, the name of the computer, and then .local. Because if you use the IP address and the power goes off or something like that, and you power it back on, the IP address might change. It doesn't always, but it can, and then your script will be useless. So just put the server name, it's much easier, and then the file path on the actual server. And then this is where you'll want to be mounting it. So remember, the point of this line was to mount the server to Unraid, or the share, the file share. So this is where I mounted it to. Mount and user are both already created folders. So I just went and created a new folder called HP. Well, technically I called it HP server. This backslash represents the space that is there. So you can either put a backslash and then you won't need these quotes, or you can put the quotes and then you won't need the backslash. You can just use it like this, whichever is your preference. Either way, you need it to demarcate that there's a space there and it's not just the end of the argument. The next important line is the copy line. So we've mounted it. We've said, alright, mount this point here. Now we're going to say copy from this point to the point that we just mounted. So you see here sudo. This will just wipe away any little permissions discrepancies that you have in your share. The cp command for copy, and then the -r to be recursive, so I'll copy everything within the folder. And this is the folder path that you want to copy. I'm backing up a share that I have called documents. If you need really a little bit of help finding your shares, like if it's a share that you're backing up, then that can be found by just going to this terminal here, by clicking this button and going cd // /mount / user ls. And here we go. So here's the little folder I have. You can just use mkdir and then whatever the name of your folder is, and it'll put it right here. And then you just tell it to go to this path right here. Just watch that spacing. So putting 2 sudos there, that's quite important, and those are the only 2 lines that you need. After that, I'm going to choose to just amend these to use the / save changes. Actually, I won't. This way, it's easier to make sure that it's part of the entire name. I don't want to get tripped up. And delete the / save changes. Now here, this is where you adjust your schedule. So I have it set to daily, but what I'm going to be doing is creating another one of these and setting it to weekly. So that way you've got a little bit of redundancy, like if your daily backup, something goes wrong, or you make a mistake and your backup is no longer viable, then you still can fall back on the weekly. It's secondary, it's a secondary backup, so it won't be as up to date or be as easy to get back up and running, and it'll be a little annoying, but it's better than not having it. So yeah, once you've added that, you just simply click apply, and that will make sure it saves your schedule. It's important to click apply, otherwise it'll just reset it. Every time you come back here, it'll just be set back to the default. So daily, apply, and it's not very, and then you'll see a schedule applied. And then you can run it manually, or you can run it manually in the background. In the background, it just allows you to continue to click to other places and things like that. Now, it's important to note, if you have a lot of big files, like in that documents, I also have a videos folder, and some of those videos can be kind of large, and there are a few of them, so that can take quite a while for the script to run. But it's usually not very resource intensive. I've got quite a few of my cores allocated away for VMs and quite a few allocated away for Dockers, and it doesn't really seem to slow down whenever the script is in motion, so should be fine. Anyway, that's really all you need to know, so good luck. Hopefully this helps you. Yeah, that's it.